Hi guys, welcome to aeschoolonline.com. This is the first tutorial I put on aeschoolonline.com. I have deleted all the previous ones. The reason is I want to use aeschoolonline.com to bring to your attention certain effects, certain techniques that are not complicated, but yet we rarely use them. And my advice to you is please try to use them, because at the end they will do you great favors and your animations will look fantastic, and even your effects. In this tutorial and in the following ones, you are going to learn about a hidden effect in After Effects. Actually, it's an animation preset that uses a combination of effects. If you go to animation presets and you turn it down, there are hundreds of presets here that some of them are really very good. And some of them will give you fantastic effects, provided that you manipulate them a bit. In our case here, we want to look at the shapes. Here you are. Within the shapes, I want to look at backgrounds. There are 5 of them only, but you will see they can give you some extremely beautiful backgrounds. Let's create a composition here. You can take any size you want. I will take 1280 by 720, and you can make it, for example, 5 seconds. That will be enough for us. Cool. The background is black. Let's take box form and drop it on the comp, just empty here. You will notice that it immediately creates a shape layer. You don't even need to create your shape layer. It's created for you. Now, this is very beautiful. Let's preview it, pressing spacebar. You notice how the boxes are moving. You might look at it and say, wow, what do I do with this? Well, this is the trick in this kind of presets, is what can you do with it and how can you change it? Let me give you a few examples. Let's see it, for example, at 50% it will do. Cool. Stop here, anywhere. And first of all, I'm going to go to speed. If you go to speed and increase it, of course, they're going to go faster. That's obvious. But also you have the dimension here. If you can click on it and bring it over here, you notice now how it has changed. And there is another dot, or this is the bullseye. And you can just start stretching them and giving them different shapes. So look how easy is it to manipulate them. Now you can move it up. You can do actually anything you want. If you play your animation now, you have a very nice background. A bit speedy maybe. We can reduce the speed, take it back to 5. And here you are, you have a fantastic background. Now what's nice about this is when you come to shape layer here, you have contents. And actually, it created groups for you of shapes. If you have taken my course, Complex Shape Layers, you should be very conversant in this one. If you go to group 1, for example, you have a rectangle. You can change it. You can also change the fill color. That's very interesting. Change from this color, for example, to, I don't know, anything you want. Blue. Okay, it will not go nice with the scheme, just to make sure that we have it. You see the blue down there. Cool. So this can form a very nice background for you, but it can be more interesting even. Let's go to our videos here. I have just put here few videos to show you. Let's take my favorite video. This is the ad clip, and drop it inside the layer. Now notice what's happening here. Okay, your first choice is to track matte. You can open the track matte from the small icon here, expand or collapse, and then track matte with Luma matte. Now notice the effect that you have on the video. Pretty interesting, right? Let's stop it over here. Let's press O and press N, and just make it trim to comp area. And here we are. So now you have a nice effect. If you don't want, for example, to have the blacks, you can put a background, you can put a solid layer or anything, or you can come back to the shape layer here. Let's stop our animation and start, manipulating it even with the scale. Here you are. Cool. Now you have done it. It's very nice, and you can really play with it and adjust the speed, for example, whatever you like. Let's put off a bit the ad clip and put on our shape layer again. Now this is one way to do it. There is a video that I used this. Let's say you just stretch it to the maximum. You see what's happening. So when you stretch it, it becomes only vertical bars, and that's pretty interesting. Let me show you a video that I used this one here. I will go to breaking news, double click on it, and it will be in the footage. If you come over here, you notice how I'm playing with this same box form, And it's so easy. If somebody looks at your video, he says, wow, how did you do that? You can tell him, I did thousands keyframes. But actually, this is how I manipulate it, and it looks somehow like this. Of course, I went for a blue scheme, and the best way to change it is not only to change the colors, but use like curves or something like this, or even levels, and you can get it all blue. There are so many options with the image here. Cool. So that's the first one I want to show you, and I would like you really to come and explore it. It's so easy, by the way, and yet you can do lots of beautiful things. Now, there is the random seed here. If you don't like how it's playing, you want to change the random, you can change it. It's pretty easy. We used a Luma matte. Okay, let's remove the layer. That's one. Now here we have used Luma matte. Cool. You can use Luma inverted, and you have different kind of colors. Of course, if you change the scheme of colors that you are using in the shape layer, all this will change totally. Cool, let's get it back to Luma matte, and you can now play with it. The rounding, I never use it. I hate rounding, but you can round it the way you want. There is one more you can do, and let's remove the Luma. Okay, and you can come to the modes. You can, for example, use multiply. And here you are, you have changed, because of the color scheme, you have changed the colors, and you have this variance of colors coming in. Let me put a speed a bit higher, and you can notice, here you are. So I used here one multiply. I can use, for example, color burn, if you like. It gives you another effect, which is, sometimes if you work on it nicely, it's going to become very beautiful. Okay, anything you want to use, of course, if you use divide, it's going to become very bright, and stories like this. And luminosity will give you something very funny. So it's up to you, to come and play with it. That's pretty interesting with the exclusion. Now, the most important thing here is for you to understand the effect and to understand how to use it. And please explore. It's not because it's written shapes, background, box swarm that, okay, we don't want to use it. And if you just plug it in, notice we have almost nothing here. Just some shapes. So it's up to you to play with it and decide exactly how you want to use it on your videos. Thank you very much for listening, and if you like this kind of information, give me a shout on Udemy messaging, or send me an email, or subscribe, and I will be very happy to give you even more. Encourage me. Thank you.